My name is Zoe. I am one of the co-founders and co-directors of Sentience, and I'm here to talk to you about my sexuality and how that plays a part in our webisodes. So, when I was younger, growing up, I always thought that it was normal for everybody to like both genders and be attracted to both genders, but for some reason only talk about the opposite gender. It really confused me. So I was always attracted to both guys and girls, but because it's what everyone else did, I only talked about liking guys. But when I found that it wasn't normal, I was so confused. I felt like a freak. I thought that I was a monster and it was unnatural. I started hanging out with people who were younger than me. I cut off all my older friends because the people who were younger than me, they didn't talk about it. It wasn't something that they were concerned about. So I just hung out with them. Time went on, got to about year 9, and I had a not great relationship. This was with a girl, so I couldn't talk to anyone about it because I hadn't come out to any of my friends or to my family at that point. It wasn't a particularly long relationship, but it wasn't great, and I didn't realise that it wasn't great because I had no one to talk to about it. So when I came out, the year after I think it was, I accidentally blurted it out to someone who sat next to me in English, and it just came out of my mouth, but I wasn't thinking. And then she spread that around school, and it got back to my friends, and they came up to me and was like, okay, is it true that you're bisexual? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, cool. Like, they didn't care. But I thought it was going to be so hard coming out to people, because I read so many stories on the internet about how it was really hard for people and how people's friends rejected them and how their family rejected them. And I thought that was going to happen to me. But eventually, when I did come out, everyone was fine. There was one kid who was in year 8 at the time who got wind of it, and whenever he saw me, he was like, oh my god, she's bisexual, oh my god. And he made a massive thing of it, and that really affected me. Like, it wasn't so much bullying, it was just that he thought it was such a big thing, and I didn't know how to deal with that. Which kind of made it harder to come out to my family, because I kind of started it out in the most confusing way possible. I was like, I kind of sort of maybe bi, yeah. And then I had to clarify that because my family had no idea what the hell I was saying. But they didn't care either. So, yeah, that's bisexual. I am bisexual. I like guys, I like girls. It's normal for me. I don't see anything any different. But something I discovered recently was I'm demisexual too. So I'm not sexually attracted to someone unless I have an emotional connection with them. Like, for me, it's mostly for trust. Like, if I trust this person, then I have that connection with them that enables me to think of them in a sexual way. So, up until recently, I never really wanted sex. I would see people and think, oh yeah, they're really attractive. I would totally date them. But I wouldn't want to have sex with them. And like, when people asked me why I was still a virgin, which they thought was a big thing, which really it's not, I didn't know how to explain it. I didn't know how to say that I don't want sex. It doesn't appeal to me. So that went on for a little while until I discovered what a demisexual means and how it's on the asexual spectrum and all that. And that made it a lot easier. There's a common misconception when it comes to the asexual spectrum, is that most people think it means you can't get horny, which it doesn't. Not at all. It has absolutely nothing to do with your horny meter. You can get as horny as you want. You could probably be the most horny person in the world and still be asexual and not want to have sex with people. Just, it's a thing that happens. So yeah, you can think of sexualities as like doors. So homosexual, it opens one way, and heterosexual, it opens the other. Pansexual, it's a revolving door. Asexual, the door is actually a wall. But with bisexual, it would be a door that's swung both ways. And with demisexual, the door is locked. You've just got to find that one person that holds the key. And I guarantee you, when you do, it will be the best relationship you've ever had. Not because of sex, but because that person will be a person that gives you a healthy relationship. It's a person that you actually genuinely do like. And that doesn't mean that if you are demisexual and you don't want to have sex with your current partner, that doesn't mean that there's not a healthy relationship. It doesn't mean that you don't like them. It just means that you haven't got to that point in that relationship, or they're just not quite the right person. Alright, so sexuality is explored like generally in Sentience, our Webisodes project. It's mainly based off my experiences as someone who is bisexual, and both mine and Jasmine's demisexualities as well. But yeah, just want to stress, this is how it is in my head, and Sentience is about how it is in our heads. So my head and Yaz's head. It doesn't necessarily mean that everybody who has this sexuality or has this mental illness thinks this way. It's how we see the world, how things go on in our heads, and not a generalisation at all. I've been rambling, and the door thing I stole from Tumblr. Don't judge me. Bye.